Yo, boys, going on, guys? Your boy Jababoy here, and today I'm going to be doing a tell my life video, which is basically me telling my life. If you enjoyed this video today, then hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, let's get right into this video. So, I guess we'll start off with when I was born. So I was born on the 18th of June 1988 at Guy's Hospital, which I believe it's in London Bridge. Comment below if I'm wrong, and comment on where exactly it is. So yeah. So, when I was about 2 or 3, I was diagnosed with autism, and also around that time I was diagnosed with a peanut allergy, which I still have today. And what started it was basically I was going to touch or eat peanut butter, and I touched it or ate it, and I got a reaction. I don't remember the reaction that I got. But thankfully, my parents took me to the hospital where I was treated, and at that time as well, I was diagnosed. I was told that I was told that I was diagnosed with peanut. So yeah, when I was about 4 years old, I started watching F1. I came back from some place or some event or whatnot, turned the telly on, and all I saw was F1, and as soon as it was on, I got hooked on F1, and then later hooked on motorsport. And also, I'll tell you, at the time I got hooked on WWE, which I still like today, to this day I mean. And basically, this was around 2013, so I think this was when I was about 14, 15 years old. I was basically on my computer at Hastings because I was on holiday at Hastings, and yeah, when I was on my laptop in Hastings, I saw some WWE videos, so I clicked on them, watched them for a little bit, and yeah, I just got, like I said, with the same with F1, I got hooked on WWE, which from this point on I have watched. So, yeah, I am a WWE and Formula 1 fan, and motorsport fan, you would say, as well. So, yeah. Moving to my school days, when I was about 5 years old, I went to Kenda Primary School, which is in New Cross. So, yeah, I had a brilliant time there. In year 2, I met up with a friend called Yoel, who we were friends for a little bit. I think around 2009, 2010. We split up. We never met each other again. We never met or talked to each other again. So yeah. Also, there was another friend. His name was Lucky. We are still currently friends. We first met around nursery or year 1. So yeah, a very, very long time ago. We're still friends. Last time I met up with him was Boxing Day last year, when I went over to his house to hang out for a little bit. Excuse me. So, moving on, at the school I was a very, very good kid, but as well I was a very weird kid. Like, I can admit I'm a little bit weird, but back then I was a weirdo. And I'm really embarrassed for all the things that I did at the primary school. I usually basically, I think it's just because the reason why I was a little bit weirder, and I'll jump around, I'll do that sort of stuff, you know, because I had a big imagination, and that's what usually kids are like, you know, they have big imaginations. So I guess it's not really a bad thing for me to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I kind of feel a little bit embarrassed for what I did at primary school. So yeah. During my days at school, I'd usually have an LSA, which is, if you don't know, is a learning support assistant. Just coming to me, you know, helping me and whatnot, because I had this since I had this autism. So yeah, I had the LSA. So yeah. So moving on. Around the middle of year 6, I moved from Kenda to Brookfield Primary School because my parents were moving house. So yeah, I had to move schools midway through the year, which really sucked because I had known all of these guys since nursery, and to lose them, to never see them again, to never see some again, really did suck, to be honest, and really was a sad thing, to be honest. So moving on to Brookfield, I started Brookfield around January. I moved into Brookfield, and I enjoyed my time at Brookfield. Played two games. One was British Bulldogs, which we play often during playtime. And basically, if you don't know what British Bulldogs is, it's basically where you get from one end to the other without getting caught. And at the times when I would get caught, I would usually cry about it so much. I would tell the teacher that they're like being unsporting, they're being cheaters and whatnot, which really was a really sad thing to do, to be honest, because it's just a game. I think I just took it as a really serious thing, to be honest, and right now I can take things like that pretty easily. I can just say, hey, yeah, whatever, whatever, here's what it is, sort of thing like that. But before, I was really competitive, and I was really such a sore loser. So yeah. So, and also I'd usually play another game called Rounders, which is basically where you get from one end, which is basically like baseball, to be honest, if you're American. So I'd play that a lot, and the most times which would be in PE, of course. So I enjoyed playing that game. It was a it's probably one of my favourite games to play, other than motorsports. So afterwards I moved schools. I moved to a high school. I'm not going to tell you the school's name, just because I don't want to get tracked and whatnot, because I do live 10 minutes from that school. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, I live 10 minutes from the school, which is absolutely brilliant, because I could get up pretty late, and still make it to school. So yeah. So on my first day in year 7, it was very scary. It was I was very nervous. I was really scared, because because the vast scale of it was so much bigger than it was at Brookfield. Excuse me. So it was so much bigger than it was in Brookfield, and I was very scared. I was very nervous. But a few weeks later, I got so used to it, and I knew the place off by heart. So it only took me a few weeks to get myself used to it. So yeah, around year 8, I saw my first fight. And I recorded it on my phone, but then afterwards I deleted it, sensibly of me. These two girls were fighting, and and then afterwards, I don't know what really happened afterwards, to be honest. They were just fighting, and that was it. So and then after that, in year 9, I saw another fight. There was these two guys, and basically they were fighting. There was a big crowd around it. I was involved, and I just recorded it. But thankfully, I did delete it, which was, like I said, very sensible of me to delete it. And it just got so hectic that the police were called, and after that I legged it. And then after that I'll just be roaming around the place, seeing what happened, seeing the aftermath of it. So yeah. And then afterwards I'll just run back home. So yeah. In also around that time as well, I punched someone in the face. That's right, I punched someone in the face. And basically he was blocking me. He was like blocking me to my friends. I was just walking up to my friends, and then all of a sudden he comes along. So that's the guy. That's me. This is me. So we're both like this. Whenever I'm trying to do that, he does this, whenever I try to go the other side, he does that. So I got so annoyed that I punched him in the face. That's right, I punched him in the face. And as a result, I got a year debt, which sucks. I actually got 3 during my time at high school. One was because of that. The other was equipment. The other was equipment, but I don't know the other, to be honest. So yeah. Later on, I think this was in this was year 10. Year 10, I had my first relationship. That's right, I had my first relationship. It was a girl called Dana. She was using a Zimmer frame because basically she got into an accident. I'm not quite sure when this happened, to be honest, but yeah, she got into an accident, and as a result, she was in a wheelchair at the start, and then she moved to a Zimmer frame. So yeah, we were friends since year 7, but then in year 10, we started getting into a relationship with each other. We were in a relationship for I think a month. Yeah, a good month, and then afterwards she dumped me. And when she dumped me, she basically dumped me at first in a Facebook chat, and then afterwards she would then dump me at the youth club, which then got me so sad, which really got me so sad, to be honest. And that's fine, you know, that's cool to be sad like that, to be honest, especially when you're getting dumped, because you know, a lot of men do go through this a lot. You know, a lot of men who get dumped usually go through this, you know, little cycle like that. You know, they do go through this. They do go through it. So yeah, it's very, very tough. I'd say my best advice is really just, you know, just move on. Really, just move on as fast as you can. You know. Start really, you know, trying to cry as much as you can, because if you're a really young guy, you will get another chick down the line. So yeah, that's my advice to you. Just move on as fast as you can. And then later on, I would be in another relationship with a girl called Isha. We started dating. I think it was around April May time. And we were in a relationship for a good, I'd say, month or 2 months, until she dumped me. And as soon as she dumped me, I didn't cry. I wasn't really. So I was only crying for like about 5-10 minutes, and then I just got over it. So yeah. And I knew it was going to be all over, because at times she did dump me, but then she came back. But then afterwards she would come back to me. So yeah, I knew it was starting to go. I knew this relationship was starting to crumble. So yeah, as soon as she finally told me that she dumped me, and she was going to dump me, you know, dump me good, I was really chilled and cool about that. So yeah. In year 11, we had the last day. I really enjoyed the day. I dressed up as James Bond. James Bond is probably one of my favourite movie franchises of all time. And the first James Bond movie that I ever saw was Casino Royale. That's right, Casino Royale. I think this was around 2006, 2007. So yeah. And I've watched every 007 movie ever since. I've even watched the classics, to be fair. The oldest has to be, I think it has to be the one with On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So that's the oldest one I've ever seen. The oldest James Bond movie I've ever seen. So yeah. So afterwards, it was a really enjoyable day. I sung. And also I have some photos from that day on my Instagram account, so if you want to go check that out, it's in my channel. So you can go check that out. After that, it was the prom. It was around June, and I enjoyed the day. I enjoyed the last few hours of the prom with some friends, some class friends, you would say, and hanged out with them for a bit. And yeah, just really embracing the day, and really just, you know, enjoying these last moments together with some, enjoying the last moments, which because for some that was the last time I ever saw them. So yeah, really was a sad moment, you would say, to be honest. And then during the summer holidays, I would go to Nice. I would go to Nice for a week. Went to some beautiful locations such as Ventimiglia, Nice, of course, Cannes, and Monaco. And yeah, it was a very enjoyable holiday. Enjoyed it thoroughly, and yeah. Also, it's on my Instagram account, so you can go check that out. Afterwards, I moved I moved to Kingston College, which I'm currently studying. At the moment. I'm studying functional skills, maths and English, citizenship, and vocational studies. So, yeah. If you don't know what vocational studies is, it's basically a mix of ICT, jobs, apprenticeships, healthy body, healthy living, healthy eating, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying my experience so far. I went on a trip a couple of weeks ago to Borough Market, which is a very which was a very enjoyable experience. Met up with some beautiful people at the market. And yeah, basically the trip was basically course. It was just mainly I was there just to do some coursework and whatnot, just to do some work and whatnot. At times, on occasions, I would usually just explore the place, but most of the time I would just do my coursework, and whatnot, which was basically asking people to answer my questionnaire for a project that I'm doing currently, doing at the college. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy Jababoy. I'm out. Peace.